Hey there, this is Seth Schaefer from Team Jessica's Robotics. In this video, I want to approach this event recap a little bit differently by telling you all a story. This is the story of Division, my longest running Beetleweight combat robot. The latest version of Division is version 4.5, but there have been many revisions on this boss design. Version 1.0 competed in its only event almost 6 years ago now, all the way back in 2019 at 50 Day Street, back when NHRL was still called Norwalk Havoc, and it was held in just one room with its founder Austin McCord doing live commentary for the fights himself.
Rock is upside down, and now on the other side. Oh! And oh! Oh! I think they're dead, Jim. I think they're dead.
But let's rewind even further. Version 1 was the first combat robot I designed completely on my own. I designed and built a couple 30-pounders and one 3-pound Sawbot in college, but always with a small team to help. I graduated with a mechanical engineering degree from the University of Rochester in May 2019, and started working at IPG Photonics out in Marlborough, Massachusetts, while living in Framingham. I loved Battlebots, and I've been keeping up with the TV show, so when I saw the Valkyrie team was hosting a watch party in Boston, I decided it would be awesome to swing by. When I got there, I was able to chat with a few other bot builders from a few other Massachusetts Battlebots teams. I ended up talking to David Jin, captain of Ribot, and he told me about a small Beetleweight competition up in Connecticut called Norwalk Havoc. There was a $1,000 cash prize for first place, and it was free to enter. I showed David some rough CAD sketches of a huge vertical spinner bot I was designing inspired by Deep 6. I had almost no tools or equipment to build a robot with at the time, and I'd purchased none of the parts, and the competition was in about 2 months. But David told me to send it, so send it I did. The next several months were a whirlwind. I had almost no money saved up, so I decided to make as many parts of the bot as I could myself and only outsource the bare minimum to save some money. I ended up joining the Framingham Makerspace, since they had a ShopBot CNC router and a Tormach CNC mill, even though I had almost no experience with CNC at the time, outside of a basic CNC router parts kit in college. I bought a cheapo 3D printer, the Artillery Sidewinder X1, and started learning to use it to print some parts for the robot. And I spent weeks learning to use these machines to make useful parts, slowly but surely bringing my bot design to life. I machined so many of the aluminum parts myself, from the uprights that supported the weapon to the front forks and the base plate, all on a ShopBot router in no way designed to cut metal. I spent hours following the end mill with a can of WD-40 to lubricate the bit, still breaking them constantly, and had to keep replacing the bits and starting over the cuts over and over and over again. I laser cut acrylic for the top plates, 3D printed motor mounts and wedge mounts with Polymax PLA, used standoff to support the top plate, and put in an order from Oshcut to make a honeycomb pattern 50-52 aluminum belt wraparound side and rear armor, and I also got from them the very first AR500 blades. The competition was on August 10th, but I didn't have the bot fully assembled for the first time until midnight the night before. The first time I ever spun it up to full speed, the bot tilted backwards and the blade hit the floor, and it ejected its guts and destroyed its own receiver. Thankfully I had a spare, so I hastily put it back together and packed up to drive to the competition. After months of work and countless hours, Division V 1.0 showed up at its first ever competition.
Division is just aggressive there. Whoa! Whoa! Rock is upside down, and now on the other side. Whoa! Man, Division is actively dividing up the pieces here.
And it absolutely sucked ass. Technically, it went 2 and 2, but the weapon belt split in half in almost every single fight because it was just a urethane round belt I'd welded together with a soldering iron. It had no hope of self-righting, and the whole frame was basically held together with hopes and prayers. So, it was back to the drawing board. After that event, I started over the bot design from scratch for V2. I still machined many of the parts myself and reused the same AR500 blades as V1 with their ridiculous 7.5-inch effective diameter, but nearly every other structural part was different. I changed weapon motors to a smaller but faster prop drive 2836 3000 kV. I bought a sheet of titanium, printed out and glued a sheet of paper template to it and cut the front wedges out on a bandsaw. I CNC milled a new set of uprights, brand new base plate, rear and side armor pieces. I moved away from the stupid urethane round belt to a fingertech timing belt. I kept iterating on V2 for the next 2 years, all the way up until 2021, when once again the accumulated design mistakes from the beginning caught up to me, and I decided it was worth spending another $1,000 on a full rebuild for version 3. The whole time I've worked on Division, I've also worked on this YouTube channel. The first videos on this channel show version 1.0 fighting, and the first event recap ever was with version 2.0's first NHRL. I also started the business, Just Cause Robotics LLC, in 2021 as I began designing and selling my first custom PCB products. By 2022, I was beginning to build a small following here. In September 2021, I finally hit 3,000 YouTube subscribers, which at the time was a huge milestone for me. I got an email from PCBWay who were interested in sponsoring my YouTube channel in October, and I've been working with them ever since. Division version 3.0 had a billet machined aluminum chassis that would hardly have been possible for me to make on my own, but ordering it from PCBWay was easy. They delivered great quality parts on time and at a reasonable cost. I also designed a custom PCB that sent the power and drive signals between the two halves of the robot, which PCBWay made for me as well. If you need 3D printing, CNC machining, or PCB fabrication for your next project, definitely check out PCBWay at the link below for $5 off of your first order. Division version 3.0 was really starting to show some progress. Redesigned from the ground up again with a billet aluminum chassis, 3D printed TPU used for the very first time to attach the forks and wedges, and a powerful geared brushless drive system. It got second place at Labor Day Disarray, which was a huge accomplishment for me. It made it all the way to a top 16 NHRL finish one event, beating out the top Brazilian drum spinner Sombra, and it had a pretty solid win-loss record overall. The weapon system was now upgraded to an XL belt, which was mechanically super solid, and it had the torque needed to reliably self-right for the first time.
Pound Division.
Robots fight.
This weapon on Spartan is ridiculous, but now it doesn't have a belt anymore, and Division's belt and weapon is working just fine. Something to be watched and experimented with, but today Division is a competitive bot. Whoa! They're reading themselves right in there, going in. Look at that hit that they just got. This is so impressive. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Whoa! 3, 2, 1. I cannot believe this fight is going to the judges.
But every couple events, I was still destroying another $40 Cobra motor. The motor bearings would fail, the bell would oval, the shaft would slip, all kinds of issues. But there were even bigger problems I needed to address: the drivetrain. It was never as reliable as I would have liked, and years of trial and error could not make it as bulletproof as I needed. I tried nearly every 3D printable material known to man, but the drive shafts would always get torn out by just one solid hit from a horizontal spinner. After 2 more years of trial and error, it was once again back to the drawing board. Division version 4.0 was a fundamentally flawed robot. I wanted to go super experimental, and out of the box, nothing really worked well. Version 4.0 boasted a flywheel counter gyro that could spin over 44,000 RPM to counter the forces of the weapon to prevent it from lifting up when turning, and a brand new hub motor weapon system designed for peak reliability. I switched from aluminum uprights to UH&W plastic for the frame, and from an aluminum billet chassis to 3D printed TPU and carbon fiber, and I also ditched the indirect drive for my brand new beefy Dartbox Pro drive gearboxes. But the drive was severely hampered by having no weight over the wheels, and it could hardly even drive in a straight line. So, just like the very first Division 1.0, I scrapped this version after its very first competition. I did learn a lot from V4.0, however. The combination of materials worked well, the parts that got damaged were easy and cheap to replace, and the hub motor weapon system was hitting harder than ever before. All of those elements would make their way into what we have today. Division V4.5. A return to the roots of what made version 3 great, with many design elements from V4 baked in. The awesome brushless motor power from V3, combined with the reliability of the Dartbox Pro gearboxes, became the Blitz Pro drive system, a nearly indestructible drive gear motor. The RDY 5536 hub motor was refined and upgraded over several revisions, now with a solid steel shaft, and it proved solid enough to bring Turbo Fiend to its first Golden Dumpster win. Despite all of these awesome upgrades, V4.5 really struggled, not just in its first outing at NHRL, but also its second at Mass Destruction, with little things always going wrong and stopping it from showing its potential. Had I listened to what many people told me, I might have just given up on Division at this point, or just tried a complete radical design change yet again. But I knew deep down, version 4.5 is the best Division has ever been. I just needed a chance to really let it show its mettle. This brings us to the focus of this video. May 24th, 2025. Division version 4.5 made another trip down to Massachusetts, this time to Fitchburg for the Memorial Day Mayhem event at RCE Excitement. This event was stacked with many of NHRL's top bots, many of the most reliable, durable, and hardest hitting beetleweights on the East Coast. Nearly all the bots here were designs that have been refined for years with veteran builders and top 25% rankings at NHRL. RCE had a 3-match qualifier that seeded a single elimination top 32 bracket. I needed to win at least one of the first 3 matches to advance. My first matchup of the day would show what caliber of bot stood in my way, with a 3rd-time rematch against the insane drum spinner bot Basics, sitting at NHRL rank 11 out of 604 ranked robots. My other bot, Travel Mine, was 0-2 against this beast of a robot, and in my hasty preparation for this event, I completely forgot to fix an obvious issue that came up at NHRL. My battery cable could come unplugged. This caused intermittent power issues and eventually Division ground to a halt. This was a pretty easy fix, but a stupid one to be making after my first fight. Up next, another rematch. At NHRL, Division faced Rhino in a mirror match of 2-wheel drive verts, with Division narrowly winning a JD against this WPI bot after disabling its weapon. However, this time it was Division's weapon that failed. A bad bounce into the wall caused Division to hit the steel kickplate hard enough to shatter 2 hub motor magnets. This hub motor had been in a large number of fights, probably had a crunchy bearing already, but with a new magnet ring and bearings, it'll probably run again. At the time, however, I didn't want to pull it apart, so I swapped it with my only spare brand new hub motor and made sure all was well. I brought 2 copies of Division with me, and copy number 1 was used in both of the first 2 matches, but it seemed to be having some weird drive trouble, and I could never really figure it out, so I switched to the bot number 2 for its next fight against Quicksand 2. Quicksand was definitely a blessing, as it was the only unranked robot I'd fight this entire event. Ian, its builder, used my own 3D printing service to make several of the parts for it, including the lifter supports, which Division ironically destroyed in this one. Unable to self-right, Ian tapped out, giving Division its first win, and myself a glimmer of hope. But that glimmer would soon vanish as I found out my next opponent, the Throngler. Another WPI team bot, the Throngler has beaten some of NHRL's best bots, including 2 tournament-winning robots, and it's designed to counter vertical spinners like Division. The Throngler has an excellent fork ground game up front, and a Thagomizer-style tail whip horizontal spinner that prevents its opponents from effectively countering with forks of their own. I knew that my only real chance in the fight was to get one solid uppercut on the Throngler's weapon, twisting its tail enough to make it snipe its own belt. This strategy has worked really well for Division against lots of horizontal spinners in the past, and the Throngler's extra long tail seemed like the perfect target for this. My years of experience with Division paid off in this one, and my strategy played out exactly as I had hoped. But those forks were still a menace. Early in the fight, one of my Blitz pros shrugged off a direct wheel shot that would have crippled Division V3. This wheel was holding on for dear life, but it kept on spinning. I managed to line up the shot I needed, and the Throngler threw its weapon belt. But the fight wasn't over yet. Even with the Throngler's weapon down, it was surprisingly hard to capitalize and land a solid hit. The Throngler is fast, low, and awkwardly shaped to ride up Division's steep pointed wedge. But still, I managed to escape or avoid enough pins and remain aggressive, giving Division the win. Probably the best win of Division V4.5's career so far. Division had now advanced through the round of 32, and now it was on to the Sweet 16. My pit neighbor and friend Gwen, with her 4-wheel drive lifter vert combo Jackalope, just had the fight of her life against the insane beater bar Power On, and managed to come out on top. Turns out, the smaller RDY 5022 mini hub motor kicks some serious ass even at Beetle scale. Jackalope would advance to be Division's next opponent, and this was going to be an extremely tough fight. But, unfortunately for Gwen, drive issues plagued Jackalope from the start. It wasn't really a fair fight, but it still went the full 3 minutes. Division landed many hits and ripped off both Jackalope's drive belts, but due to direct drive on the front wheels, Jackalope kept moving the whole time. Another JD win for Division. But my luck wouldn't hold out for long, as I was about to hit a wall. No, not just any wall, the wall, part 2. A 4.5-pound shuffling hammer saw, and a top 20 NHRL ranked bot. Hammer saws are not a style of robot I'm accustomed to fighting, and while I managed to eke out a win over them a few times in the past, I've always been one bad hit away from a battery fire. This would be the one time my luck would run out, with the wall and its massive bulk pinning Division against the arena wall upside down, and giving it a prime position to slam its blade into my base plate. The wall was punching through titanium with ease in other fights, so my 3mm carbon fiber did nothing to stop it. One of my 4 battery cells blew up in a cloud of smoke, and over the next 10 minutes, the next 3 were not long behind it. And so Division's best run yet ended in a literal cloud of smoke. Gone, but not forgotten. I'm just kidding. Most of it survived, and I've got the second copy right here. Well, I really hope you enjoyed that video because it was a huge amount of work to produce. Digging through not just 6 years of past footage, finding over 100 different videos and photos to clip for it, but also organizing all of that stuff, doing all the file management, and of course all the work I put into actually building the robots over the years, building all the different versions of Division, and competing with it over the years. An absolutely insane amount of time and effort went into just that one video, so I'd really appreciate it if you consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get notified when my next video comes out, if you enjoyed it, of course. I'll be competing with Division again in 2 weeks at the Mass Destruction event in Waltham, Massachusetts, as well as with SSP in Toronto for Bot Brawl in just 1 week. So if you happen to be near either of those locations, make sure to check them out. I think I might be representing America by myself this time at Bot Brawl, so should be interesting. Definitely gonna be a long and lonely 9-hour drive up and back though. But hey, it should still be a fun event. I had a really good time there the last couple times I've competed there. So yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, if you'd like to support me, don't forget you can buy stuff at my store, linked down below, or subscribe to my Patreon for some behind the scenes content. Bye-bye.